A United States government shutdown is what happens when the people who hold the country's purse strings can't agree on how to spend the money inside it. Think of it like a household where partners can't agree on a budget. Suddenly, the card for non-essential spending gets declined. The federal government requires a budget, passed by Congress and signed by the president, to legally spend money. When that deadline passes without a new funding law, a funding gap occurs. The Anti-Deficiency Act forbids federal agencies from spending money they do not have. That legal tripwire forces significant parts of government to close their doors, sending hundreds of thousands of employees home. It does not mean the whole country grinds to a halt. It's a selective, chaotic pause. Core functions to protect life and property continue, creating a strange two-tiered system. The military still stands guard. Air traffic controllers still guide planes. Social security checks are still supposed to be mailed. But many other services are suspended, creating uncertainty for federal workers, citizens, and businesses. At its core, a government shutdown is a failure to fund the government it oversees. It erupts from bitter disagreements between parties or even factions within the same party. The fight centers on annual appropriations, 12 bills that fund federal agencies for the fiscal year. If those bills are not signed before current funding expires on October 1st, a shutdown looms. It is the ultimate legislative stalemate, a political game of chicken with national operations. Triggers vary: debt ceiling, immigration policy, healthcare funding, defense and domestic spending levels. One side may attach controversial riders, daring opponents to take the blame for a shutdown. The process becomes a hostage negotiation. Essential funding as the hostage, demands as the note. To avert closure, Congress often passes a continuing resolution, temporary funding that kicks the can down the road. When even a CR cannot pass, the government has no legal authority to spend, and the shutdown clock strikes zero. A shutdown splits the federal workforce into two groups under OMB guidance. Furloughed employees are sent home on unpaid leave. Their work is not legally essential to immediate protection of life or property. They cannot check work email, access devices, or even volunteer. This spans scientists, archivists, passport and permit processors, and IRS customer service. They face financial limbo, dipping into savings, delaying bills, seeking temporary work. Accepted or essential employees must report, often unpaid until back pay is approved. Critical roles: national security, public health, and safety. But the promise of back pay does not cover rent or groceries now. The strain is immense. An FBI agent may work a case while scrambling for childcare. A TSA officer screens passengers facing eviction. This division is one of a shutdown's most immediate and deeply felt consequences. The moment a shutdown takes effect, a wide array of public-facing services simply stop. Parks, monuments, museums, from Yellowstone and the Grand Canyon to the Statue of Liberty and the Smithsonian, close their doors. Local tourism businesses take a big economic hit. Federal permits and licenses stall, delaying construction and projects. Firearms dealers cannot complete background checks through the ATF. IRS non-automated services pause. Audits are put on hold. Passport processing slows or stops, creating backlogs that linger. Federal research grants freeze. Medical and tech projects stall. NIH may delay new clinical trials. Monitoring projects face data gaps. Progress set back months or years. Routine oversight is reduced. Emergency inspections continue. Despite closures, the federal apparatus does not go dark. The United States military continues missions worldwide. Defense civilians, the CIA, and the NSA keep working to protect the nation. Law enforcement investigates crimes, patrols borders, and secures federal property. Federal prisons remain staffed and operational. Air traffic controllers, TSA officers, and customs agents report for duty so planes can fly, and screening continues, often under immense strain. Some benefits are resilient. Social Security and Medicare generally continue via trust funds and permanent law. The U.S. Postal Service runs on its own revenue and keeps delivering, but services can still strain. New SSA claims may face long delays. VA hospitals stay open while claims units may be understaffed, stretching operational to the breaking point. The most immediate impact is financial hardship on federal workers and families. For furloughed workers, Income stops. Essential workers continue, but pay is withheld until the shutdown ends. Bills stack up: rent, mortgages, groceries, childcare. Back pay later offers little comfort now. A halt in spending ripples through local economies. Restaurants, coffee shops, and stores suffer. Contractors, from small firms to large corporations, lose revenue and may lay off workers. Beyond paychecks, benefits administration can be delayed. New SNAP and housing vouchers may wait. Federally backed loans like SBA and FHA can stall, slowing expansion and home purchases. Economists call shutdowns a self-inflicted wound. Lost productivity and spending shave billions off GDP. Uncertainty undermines investment and dents the country's reputation for stability. Each day closed means more lost output and trust. In summary, a shutdown is a manufactured crisis born from political disagreement over federal spending. It creates selective paralysis. Many functions pause while essential workers in security and public safety keep working under financial strain. The public feels it directly through closures and indirectly via delayed permits, research, and oversight. Key benefits like Social Security generally continue, but the economy, workers, businesses, and productivity take a hit. Ending a shutdown requires compromise. Congress must pass funding, and the president must sign it. Often a short-term continuing resolution reopens government while talks continue. Pressure mounts daily. Public inconvenience and private hardship drive urgency. For citizens, expect delays. Check agency sites. Follow official sources. For those in hardship, charities and financial institutions may help. Each shutdown is a costly lesson in the value of functional governance and the real-world price of gridlock.